Hey, it's Phoenix Rain, and welcome to the January Kickstart live coaching session. So let's just get straight into it. I hope you've all had a great Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed some time off with the kids and the family, and just taking some time out from the kind of day-to-day routine and chores. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit more relaxed. I know possibly quite a few of us will have overeaten and maybe drank a little bit too much over the Christmas period. So you might be feeling a little bit bloated today, might be feeling a little less energetic, and you know, thinking about getting back into shape in January and think about feeling better for yourself. So I'm going to help you do exactly that. Now, just a little introduction from me for those of you that don't know me. My name is Phoenix Rain. I'm a professional fitness coach, nutritionist, a cognitive behavioural therapist, and transformation specialist for super busy mums. Now, I have been coaching in the fitness industry for 12 years now, and I specialise in helping busy mums get back in shape, but not just through exercise and nutrition. I think I'm pretty much the only fitness coach that I know of in the world, certainly in the UK, that combines fitness coaching with nutritional coaching and with cognitive behavioral therapy, so that we can push you forward mentally and help you get motivated, help you focus on positive daily action, and help move you into a place where you are thinking positively about your own needs, where you're respecting your body and your health, and where you are coming from a place that is balanced. So you're not stressed every day, you're not getting overwhelmed by, you know, your daily routine. So, you know, kids, work, family, cooking, and then trying to fit something in for yourself at the end of the day. So where I excel with my clients is to help them balance their lifestyles. And I do this by helping them structure their nutrition. I teach them how to cook for a family, for a busy family, around a hectic work and home life schedule. And I teach them how to cook meals that the whole family will enjoy, that take minimum amount of time, and how to batch cook and prepare, and actually save them time on their household chores every week. I also teach you how to buy food for your family so that you are eating better quality food, but you're eating cheaper, which is always a bonus. And I teach you how to exercise. I teach you how to use daily mobility drills, and I teach you how to use short but intense workouts that you can do at home. You can do them in the gym if you want to, but I teach you how to do this. I've just realized that I've kept there's noise in the background. I'm just gonna turn that off. Okay, apologies for that. Totally didn't realize that the TV was still on. Yeah, so I teach, as I was saying, I teach my clients how to manage their lifestyles to incorporate good nutrition for the family, and to incorporate exercise as part of their daily routine without overwhelming them or making them feel stressed. And that's what I'm going to teach to you today. The other thing that I wanted to speak to you about today is how to get yourself focused for January. And you can do that through some really simple tricks. And these are things that I teach all of my coaching clients on my programs. So we'll go through that towards the end of the call. So anyway, thanks for showing up. I know it's really hard to make time to push ourselves forward. You know, it's hard to make time for self-development, especially when you are a busy mum, because you are a role model, you're the inspiration. And you're the one thing that's going to shape your children into the people and the values that they become. So taking this time out for yourself to, make sure that you are happy in yourself, that you are teaching them healthy routines in the house, healthy routines with exercise, that you are focusing on positive action every day, and you're speaking to them with positive thoughts and words and things like that. It's all really, really important into building them into healthy, mindful adults. So the most valuable thing we can do is look after ourselves. So I've got a plan for today's session, and I'm going to talk to you through about the 3 elements of health that make a successful journey through fitness. So the 3 elements, as we've already touched on, are nutrition, exercise, and the most important part is mindset. The first 2, I expect quite a lot about. We all know that we all know roughly what makes a healthy eating plan, right? We know we need to eat clean foods. We need to focus on, fresh vegetables, fresh lean produce, lean meat, things like chicken and fish, and cuts of meat that we buy from the butcher that aren't ready prepared, that aren't covered in sauces. We know that we need to focus on food that is not processed and is as close to its natural state as possible. And we know that we need to eat regularly. So there's a lot of things we do understand about nutrition. You also know that you need to move your body daily in order to get the best performance from it. A healthy body is a body that is strong. A healthy body is a body that has a natural energy balance. A healthy body is has a natural hormone balance, which is something you might not have thought about, but particularly importantly for women, especially when we've had kids, it's really important that we need to balance our hormones on a day-to-day level, a weekly cycle and a monthly cycle, because we don't want our energy going ups and downs through the months, because it affects our moods, it affects our focus, it affects our irritability, and it affects our ability to keep moving forwards and pushing ourselves into more positive behaviors, attitudes, and treating ourselves better and with respect. So if you've got your notepad and your pen around, you might want to take some notes during the session, and you'll probably want some water. So I'm going to give you a minute to just go and grab some water, and I'm going to have some as well. Okay, so we're going to start with the basics, I guess. Let's talk about nutrition. Nutrition is quite hard to get right as a busy mum, because our lives are so hectic, and we literally are, I should actually say, like, the things that we do as busy mums are sometimes just unbelievable. I honestly believe, that's why I call my program Super Yummy. It's why I talk to you all as super mums. I honestly believe that all mums are superheroes, because I don't know any other species on the planet that goes through the lengths that we go to make sure that everyone else is okay first. We put all of our energies and our efforts into our children. We put all of our energies and our efforts into our home and our family life. We put all of that into our careers, making sure that we are stable within our homes, that we can provide for our children. And, there's all the added stuff that goes on top of that, the household chores. And by the time you've kind of given yourself to everyone else, you start to say yes to everyone else first. And it doesn't matter what they ask you, you'll always say yes, because as mothers, that's what we do. We're very nurturing, very caring. But when it comes to the end of the day, there's nothing left for ourselves. And that's when we finally say no. And we need to learn to switch this up, because it is really important that we start to put ourselves first. One thing that I was talking to a friend about I think it was last night and the day before maybe, was the self-talk that goes on in our heads. Because this is really very relevant to the way that we treat ourselves and the way that we always put ourselves last. With every client I meet, whether it's a client, whether it's a potential client, whether it's someone that's just contacted me on my Facebook page, YouTube, wherever, the first message I always get from any of these people is always very self-deprecating. It's a message where the person is quite apologetic for themselves, even though they've done nothing to be apologetic for, and they are self-deprecating in the words. So they will call themselves words like stupid, like thick. They will describe themselves as fat or having tree trunks of thighs, or they'll talk about their disgusting belly or something like that. Everything they say is very self-deprecating, and it's said in a light-hearted way. And I find this really strange. And we do this. I don't know if this is just a British thing, but we all do this as British people, right? So we talk about ourselves in a self-deprecating way, in an apologetic tone, and we put ourselves down and make a joke out of it. But actually, it's not funny. That self-chatter builds your entire perspective about yourself, especially for people who are prone to kind of depressive illnesses, and anxiety, which is something that mums suffer a lot from, and not feeling good enough about yourself, not thinking that you've done enough. Those are the people that tend to use this language themselves a lot. And I think with any kind of coaching, that the very first thing you need to do is you need to start with the language. I know we've kind of got off the subject of nutrition. We'll come back to that in a second. But we need to start with the language. So be very aware of the words you're using to yourself every day. Because if you're waking up and you're saying to yourself, oh God, look at me, I'm so disgusting, I can't believe I've let myself, my thighs are so fat, I don't fit into anything. And, oh, I can't wear that because if I sit down, I'm just going to break a chair or something like that. Whatever it is, however you talk to yourself, please try and stop doing that, because all you're doing is you're creating this foundation of failure. You believe you're a failure. You believe that you are fat. You believe that you are not capable of sticking to your diet. You believe that you're not capable of exercising and improving your body. And actually what you want seems like a very far off, unattainable goal. And the psychology of this is, if you believe that goal, if you're deep down, heart of hearts, you believe that your goal is unobtainable, you're never ever going to get there, because it's something that you don't deserve. And I think it's really important to start doing this from day one, to make sure that you are deserving of these things. You are deserving of feeling happy about yourself. You are deserving of wearing nice clothes. You are deserving of feeling attractive, putting on makeup every day. You are deserving of, having attention from other people, whether that's men or women or whatever in the street. We all want some kind of approval to make ourselves feel good. That's a natural instinct. There's nothing bad about that. So start out by changing yourself, because whatever you think up here is what you're going to project out there, and whatever you project out there will be projected back to you. So yeah, let's start with that. Okay, so let's get on to the nutrition side of things then. Now, nutrition can be confusing. There are so many different methods out there of getting back into shape, and primarily all of these methods focus on weight loss, right? And it's very easy to lose weight. You're probably shaking your head at me and say it's not. It is. It's very easy to lose weight. However, all you've got to do to lose weight is cut calories. So if you go on a juice fast for 3 days, you're going to lose some weight. If you're going to go on a 9-day, I don't know, detox, low calorie diet, right? We'll call it that. But I know one of the herbal companies is doing it. So they do a 9-day detox where you literally just drink some stuff for 9 days and have one low calorie meal, or one low calorie meal a day. Of course you're going to lose weight, because you're starving yourself. So it's very easy to lose weight. All you have to do is cut calories, right? But you can't sustain that. No one can sustain that. Your body will break down. You will stop losing body fat. You'll lose muscle. In those 9 days, you're going to lose muscle. You're going to lose water. The body seeks to drop weight in the quickest way possible. Muscle tissue is dense, and it's the quickest way to drop weight. fat tissue is voluminous, and it's a lot harder for our bodies to drop fat than it is to drop muscle. So if you're going on any starvation diet, I can guarantee you that your body fat is going to be still really, really high. Your body fat is going to probably end up higher after your 9 days of detox than it was at the start. You'll look smaller, but your body fat will be higher because your composition, your ratios will have gone up. So yeah, it just depends what you want, right? If you want something that's an overnight fix, you just want to look good in 9 days, you don't want something that you can sustain, it's for a particular event or something, you need to get in a dress and then you don't really care what you look like afterwards. No, those things can work. However, if there's something you want to be permanent, if you want to keep moving your body forwards to the shape that you want it to be, then you need to take a more scientific approach to this. So there's detoxing, and then there's what I call reverse detoxing. Now, reverse detoxing is I created it, basically. And I've been running reverse detoxing for a number of years now. It's much better for busy mums, because if you think about a traditional detox, when you go on a detox, what are the first things that happen? Well, first of all, you feel really hungry and deprived. Yeah, okay, so you've taken all your foods that you enjoy, in fact a lot of food out of your diet, and you're probably drinking some juices, a little bit more fluid, but you haven't really got any solid food in your body. So you're going to feel hungry, you're going to feel restricted and deprived. So your brain already feels under threat, right? Our brains are very complex, and they do not choose to put us through anything that causes us pain, suffering, or misery. It's a survival instinct. So if you've managed to do a detox once, you'll find that it's very hard to go and do the same detox again, because your brain remembers how hard it was, and it says, I don't want to do it. You know, it was painful. I didn't really get anything out of it. I'm not doing it. So yeah, so the first thing you'll get is your hunger, and you're feeling deprived and feeling irritable and quite low. You'll feel resentful because everyone else around you is doing the normal thing and you feel like you're being punished. Well, you're not being punished. It's self-imposed punishment. You chose the punishment. But it's there. You know, that's how we feel about it. We feel resentful. You will then get a headache. I'm sure if you've done detox before, you know around day 3, headache is intense. It lasts for about 5 days. It's ridiculous. The more caffeine, the more sugar that you have in your diet, particularly after Christmas, the worse that detox headache is going to be. And it's going to stop you functioning properly. So you're not going to be able to do focus on your job. You're not going to be able to run the house as efficiently as you usually do. You're going to be distracted all the time because there's no glucose for your brain to actually process thoughts and actions. The brain only works on glucose. We'll come to that later. You're going to feel ill. You're going to get a cold. And sometimes it feels like flu. You're going to have the shakes. You're going to be hot and cold. These are all detox symptoms, right? So basically, you're going to feel pretty rough for however long your detox is, 7 to 9, 10 days. That's not beneficial for a busy mum. When we've got so much going on in our lives, when we've got, 4 different jobs going on at any one time, where we need to be focused and functioning and feeling good about ourselves, we haven't got time for low energy. We haven't got time to be irritable with our family and snapping at our children. We don't want to be taking it out on everyone around us. We don't want to be forgetful and, dropping things and forgetting to do stuff because our brain's not functioning properly because we haven't got enough glucose. Detoxes do not work for busy mums. They don't work with your lifestyle, therefore they won't work for you. So, as I said, what I do with my busy mums is I take them through a reverse detox. And now a reverse detox doesn't take anything away from your life. It adds to it. So my reverse detox, I give you stuff. I give you more energy. I give you a meal plan so that you're eating more food than you would normally eat. Now I know that sounds weird, but most women don't eat enough. And unless you are eating enough calories, you won't drop body fat. You'll drop weight maybe, you won't drop body fat, okay? So I give you stuff on your plan. I give you more vegetables. I give you more water. I give you vitamin supplements. I give you nutrient dense meals, high protein, lots of vegetables. I give you complex starchy carbs because we need our brains to function properly, but also because carbs fuel things like our hormone systems. Complex carbohydrates are really good for the and really important, I should say, for the internal flora in our gut. So if you suffer from IBS or any kind of digestive tract dysfunction, pain, irritability, inflammation, is really important that you have starchy carbs in your diet. So I give you stuff on the reverse detox, and it makes it very easy for you to follow because you feel like you're full all the time, your energy is much higher, and you're achieving stuff every day, and you're looking better on a daily basis. Plus you don't have that headache or anything. Skin looks better, everything looks better. So yeah, so detoxing for mums, not a great idea. Reverse detoxing, brilliant. Okay, let's talk carbohydrates. I just touched on it a little bit there. Carbohydrates are one of the things that I think everyone automatically thinks, when I'm going to go on a diet, if I want to lose weight, I'm going to cut out my carbohydrates. That doesn't work. Sorry, it doesn't. It only works if you're going to go through the ketogenic process, which I wouldn't recommend for a normal functioning human being. Now, there are reasons to do ketogenic diet. That is where you remove all the carbohydrates. You know, you count your carbs. Everything is a carb. Vegetables have carbs in them. Fruit has carbs in them. So if you're talking about taking the carbs out of your diet, you're basically going to be left with meat, eggs, and 7 to 10 grams of vegetables per day, which is not a lot, believe me. So we need carbohydrates in our diet to function, and we need starchy carbohydrates. Those are important. There are our internal flora in our guts helps the body function properly, for a healthy gut, for a healthy digestive system, for a healthy metabolism. So if you're someone that suffers with bloating, if you suffer with IBS, if you suffer with digestive problems, if you suffer with headaches, because the gut and the brain are directly linked through the gut-brain axis, if you suffer with anxiety, if you suffer with depression, if you suffer with any kind of mental illness or gut dysfunction, you should not be cutting carbohydrates out of your diet. Okay, there is a good optimal time to eat carbohydrates. So if you're talking about starchy carbs, they're good first thing in the morning when we get up, because we need energy to go about our day, and they are good after your workout. So once you've trained, we need to refuel the body with carbohydrates so that we can fuel some protein into the muscle, we can drop body fat, and we can increase our lean muscle, because lean muscle and body fat have an inverse relationship on the body. Where your lean muscle is high, your body fat is low. Where your body fat is high, your muscle will be low. Really important to remember that. So when we're talking about detox and you're losing weight and you're losing the muscle, your body fat is going to be even higher. You're not going to look toned. You might get into smaller jeans, but you're still not going to have that bikini body, unfortunately. You won't want to be walking around, skinny, but still having wobbly thighs, still having wobbly arms, still having, a wobbly tummy. That's not what you're after. I know as mums, we want everything to be firm, we want it to be toned, we want to look, our posture to be great, we want to look tall, we want to look streamlined. That doesn't come from detoxing, that comes from building lean muscle. And in order to build lean muscle, we need to feed the body properly, and that includes having starchy carbohydrates in our diet. So time your carbs, for sure. You don't want to overeat on them. However, keep them in your breakfast, and you need them after your workout. So getting rid of your carbs will mean that you don't have the energy to do your workout, your body's not going to function properly, and you're not going to drop body fat as you want to do. Okay, let's talk about eating patterns. This is something that's quite interesting. You might have seen me cover this in one of the videos that you got on your email. But I have been coaching mums, as I said, for 12 years now. And there's 3 types of eater, like regardless of who I meet, what they've been through, how many kids they've got, what lifestyle they've got, there's always 3 categories of eater. So you've got, the most common one is the famine feeder. So that's my terminology, that's what I call it, the famine feeder. So the famine feeder is someone, she probably is a little bit, I used to do this, I do this quite a lot when I get stressed. I'll wake up in the morning and normally I'll have my breakfast, but if I'm in a particularly stressful situation, what I used to do was to get up and have my coffee. That's it. And then I drink water. You know, I'm very good at drinking water. Some people don't, but I would drink water through to about 3 o'clock, and I wouldn't eat in that time. Now, there's a lot of reasons for this that I see in mums, mostly because they're busy at work. So for those of you that have really hectic days with work, with you know, school runs and nursery and all these kind of things going on, it's very easy to focus on your kids and on the jobs that you need to do and forget that you need to eat. And then we're wondering why our energy is so low in the afternoon. So we do this famine feeding. We stop eating for a number of hours. We don't have our breakfast. We starve ourselves all day, and then it gets to like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and suddenly we're starving. And that is, but you won't feel hungry at that point because you've gone past it, right? You all know that feeling of where you've been hungry and then you're like, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. Your body's shut down that need to eat because it knows it's not getting food, and it's like, I'll just shut down all my functions. So we get to that 3 or 4 o'clock, and then we'll go, oh, you know, I'll have that chocolate or cake or latte and cake or biscuits, whatever it is. And suddenly you've eaten a whole packet of biscuits, or you've had you know, half the cakes out the packet, or you've eaten a packet of crisps and then some rice cakes and then this and then that, and you've snacked all the way through to dinner. You've had your dinner and then snacked all the way through to bed. So that's why it's called famine feeding. You starved yourself for so long, your body is so depleted of energy that it's now gone into overdrive, thinking that, oh my God, I've been in starvation, now food is here and it's in abundance, so I need to eat it to refuel. That's how the brain works. So regular eating is important. Even if you don't want to have your breakfast, the ladies on my program that don't tend to eat in the morning, I give them a shake. And a shake is very easy to do. You can just whip it up in your blender, you know, some almond milk, a little bit of fruit, some protein powder, and you are good to go. At least that's something that will keep you going until, you know, you snack in the morning or lunchtime. Getting into a habit of regular eating can be one of the hardest things to master. But once you're into that habit, you will find that your sugar cravings start to disappear. You will find that your need to binge on stuff goes completely because you're already full. You've already got lots of energy. Your attention is elsewhere. So regular eating is really important. So yeah, so that's our famine feeder. Then we've got the overeater, I guess. So someone that doesn't recognize what their portions should be, and maybe has just got constantly fixated on food. Again, this is not really anything to do with food. This is more to do with, you know, feeding the need for approval, feeding the need for self, like endorphins, and trying to get a break from the anxiety that is going on in their life. So overeating is something that happens when you've got a problem that you're not really dealing with in life, and your fixation becomes the only thing that gives you comfort, which is food. So you look to food to try and break this stress and anxiety cycle that is going on in your head, and because you're talking to yourself in this negative self chatter all the time, and you're saying, I really shouldn't have this, I shouldn't do that, I need to go on a diet, I'm feel so disgusting, I said I was going to do it today, right, I promised myself I'm going to go on a juice fast, I promised myself I'm going to do this, that and the other. Everything is negative self chatter. You're always focusing on the worst possible outcome of any of your actions, and this is just going to feed the need I didn't mean that to come out as a pun, but it feeds the need to overeat, right? So the first thing that I do with clients who come to me with these kind of problems, who don't really have any control over their portion sizes and feel hungry all the time, feel the need to fill a void, because that's basically what they're doing, right? So if you're one of those people that needs to fill a void and you use food to do it, you're going to have to take a step back, because starting on a detox diet or something like that, starting with your diet is the wrong thing for you. You need to start with the mental state, and you need to do 5 days of preparation which I take everyone through that on all of my programs. I take them through a 5-day prep phase because it's really important for me to get my clients in the right headspace before they start nutrition and before they start exercising. What I don't want them to do is go full force for the first week where it's all a novelty, it's all exciting, they can do it, and then they get to the end of the first week and then they're feeling resentful, they're feeling deprived, they're feeling they're missing out on stuff, they're feeling, you know, it's almost like we're little kids, like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on that, you know, I feel really resentful, everyone else is having a great time and I'm not. And it's almost like, why are you focusing on the stuff that you're missing? Why aren't you focusing on the stuff that you're bringing to yourself? You know, you want this, you want to feel better, you want to feel slimmer, you want to feel more confident, you want to feel more attractive. Those things are happening now, but you're focusing on the stuff that you're missing out on a piece of cake. So it's just, you know, it's a real kind of mind game. I'm trying to flip perspectives of clients when they come onto a program, and the preparation work is the most important thing you can do. I always do 5 days prep with every single client. I make them do written exercises, they email them to me, I talk to them about their exercises, I talk to them about what's going on in their heads, why they, you know, what their negative self-chatter involves, what do they say to themselves, how we can address that, how they think about what they feel when they think about exercising, what they feel when they think about their meals, what they feel when they think about overeating. We go through all of that, and it's really, really important, because until you have that down, until you understand it, you need to understand yourself for you to be able to push back your past these current boundaries. Because at the moment you've got yourself trapped in this box that you can't get out and you don't know how to do it. You've tried diets, you've tried exercise programs, you've tried boot camp, you've tried insanity. I'm expecting most of you have done all of those things. You've probably done the 9-day detox, you've probably done the juice fast, you've probably done the clean eating, the herbal life, whatever it is, you've probably done it all. And the reason that none of it is worked, they all work in a certain way, they all work and give some sort of results, but you won't be able to sustain that if you don't understand yourself. You don't understand your own mind and how you work. You don't understand your triggers. You don't understand what sets you off, that knocks you off the diet. You don't understand your trigger that stops you exercising, even though you were in a really good zone with it. So unless you understand yourself, you're never going to get long-term success. And this is where my life changed, because I had an eating disorder for 30 years, and it took 30 years for me to learn what was going on with myself. I went through years of therapy, had psychiatrists, brilliant psychiatrists, in fact. I had therapy I've had treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder. I've had all sorts, and all of it worked to a degree. But the one thing that really clicked with me was CBT, and that's why I'm trained in CBT now. And that's why I incorporate it as part of my my coaching courses. I give you weekly cognitive behavioural therapy sessions, and the results from that are phenomenal. Because when you can work with a person's mind and you can help them understand themselves, and you can help them understand why they do things and why they're not making progress in their lives, you can start to change patterns, and you can start to give them the confidence and the hope. And when you give someone ability, when you give them capability in themselves, they become more confident. So it's this capability confidence loop, as Brendan Burchard, who's a psychologist, he talks about this. But the more capable you are at something, if you think about the stuff that you're good at, you're very capable at it. So you become more confident doing it. The more confident you are, the more you want to push yourself forward, and you want to learn more, and you become more capable. So it's capability confidence. And that is what I teach you. I teach you how to find your capability, find your confidence in yourself, and use that daily to push yourselves forward through creating your own momentum. I teach you how to motivate yourself. Motivation is not something that happens. I think people get very confused about this, and I have a lot of questions about motivation, which I will come to. But motivation is, you know, as an athlete, as a competitor, as a sports person, motivation is not something that we have. You know, I do not want to go to the gym every day. Most days I do, because I really enjoy it. It's my time. But, you know, when I've done 5 days training already, and I still have another day's training to go, my body hurts. It hurts, believe me. By the time I get to Saturday, my body hurts. I'm tired. I don't want to get up at 8 in the morning, go to the gym and train again. I don't want it. I've been there all week. I'm sick of that place. And I don't want to put myself through it, but I do it. because motivation is not something that just happens. It's something you create. And if I can make myself go on the days where I don't want to go, well, then the days where I'm feeling great and positive, I absolutely fly through those sessions. So motivation is something that you have to create, and I will teach you how to do that. I teach you how to do that on my courses. I will teach you how to do that in my videos. I've done quite a few. I can point you to them if that's something you're interested in. And if you have any questions, please put them in the text chat. Or you can private message me on my Facebook page, Phoenix Rain Super Yummy, or you can email me to info@phoenixrain.uk. Please send me your questions. I love answering all your questions, and I will help you in any way that I can. So questions on motivation, on your diet, whatever you need, send them over and I will help you with it. So where did we get to? I've kind of lost track now. Yeah, so what we want to do is incorporate regular eating patterns. We need to, that's where we were with overeating. We need to do the prep work. We need to set your mind in the right place, and then you can go and do any nutrition plan you want. You know, I give you a free and I did say I will give you your January fitness plan. I will give you that at the end. And I give you a nutrition plan in there, which I've used with hundreds of mums over the last, well, probably thousands now, over the last 12 years. And it works. It just works. It's very simple. It's very basic. You can include all of your family's favorite foods in there. It's a template and it works. So you just have to get yourself into the habit of doing the work. Okay, you can't expect any of this to happen if you don't do the work. I think another misconception with a lot of fitness programs is you join the fitness program, they give you all the information, you look at the information, but you are not willing to do the work. You haven't actually prepared yourself for doing the work. Again, why preparation is really important. You have to be prepared to get up every day and do the work, because you have to understand, if you don't do the work, you're going to end up feeling worse than you were before. And the reason you feel worse is because you've now let yourself down again. You've got another failure to strike up on the board, and you lost confidence in yourself. You've lost faith in your own ability, so no capability, and it goes down, down, down. You end up back in this place you were before, end up putting on more weight and feeling terrible about yourself and wondering why you didn't stick to your program. So if you are starting a new fitness program in January, most of you will be, please be prepared, do the preparation work, and make sure you know that you're going to have to do the work every day. And the only one that's going to take responsibility for yourself is you, and that takes maturity as an adult. One thing about eating disorders, and I don't think I'm getting down on eating disorders, because I had one for 30 years, don't forget. I've been through all sorts of trauma myself. I know this pain. But we're very childlike in disordered eating patterns. We're resentful, we're angry, we're fearful, we're anxious. You know, all of those negative emotions are things that we let override us. So we never choose to focus on the positive. We choose to focus on the negative. And we're not behaving like mature adults. We're not behaving with responsibility. You know, if I want my son to, say, for example, River does Taekwondo, we both do. And I find it works really well for us to train together, because he sees an inspiration in mummy doing something, and he wants to be better because he sees mummy doing it. So we both do Taekwondo. I've done martial arts for quite a few years. But we go to the class together, and he's like, Mum, I really want to be as good as you. And I'm like, well, I wasn't good when I started. I wasn't good. I just did the work. I went to class. I went to every class. I worked hard. I trained at home. I practiced things over and over again. Bruce Lee, who's my favorite, if you know, the man who practices a kick 10,000 times is always going to be better than the man who practices 10,000 different kicks. And it's the same with you guys, right? There's no point trying every plan in the world if you're not going to actually sit there and do the work. You have to do the work, and you have to repeat the work every day. So you have to get up and you have to be focused on, today I'm going to have my breakfast, I'm going to have my snack, I'm going to have my lunch, I'm going to have my evening meal, and I'm going to drink water during the day. And I'm going to do this with awareness. It's not going to happen to me. It's not something that just magically happens. I have to do this consciously and be aware that I need to do the work. I need to be mature enough to make myself say, I want this end goal. I have the path to get there. These are the steps. If I do A, B, C, D, whatever it is, then I'll get there. But I have to do the work consistently every day. So that is another thing. Please, when you go into your January fitness program, be prepared to do the work. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about on nutrition. So we talked about 3 types of feeders. So we've got the famine feeder, we've got the overeater, and then we've got the, it's not kind of feeder, but anyway, the all or nothing. Women generally come to me and they tend to be a famine feeder, or they tend to be someone who's the all or nothing mindset. And they'll say to me, well, I need to do it all straight away, because if I don't do it all, I'm not going to do any of it. And they're kidding themselves. I'm sorry, but you really are. If you think you're an all or nothing person, you're a person that doesn't know how to get it right. All you know is extremes. You either know how to, you know, completely fall off the wagon, or you're going to be so strict with yourself to the point where you feel so deprived and so restricted and so punished that you then rebel and you go back to your binging again. It's not all or nothing. All or nothing doesn't mean that. What you're doing is you're coming from a place of punishment all the time. You're restricting yourself, restricting, and putting yourself through punishment, putting yourself through pain, putting yourself through misery. You're not learning anything. You're not learning how to incorporate health into your lifestyle. You're not learning how to incorporate healthy nutrition that can be maintained for a lifetime. You're not learning how to cook for your entire family in a way that benefits you as well. You're not learning how to structure your days or your weeks or your months so that you can fit in exercise regularly. And even if it happens that you get ill, which is one of the biggest reasons for people to stop exercising when they're in the zone. So people get sick, or they go on holiday, or they have an event. Same thing as a holiday, really. Those 3 things, and then they'll come back and go, oh, I can't do it now, I'm out of the zone. But you're not. You only had 3 days out, or you had a week out where you built this habit where you would be doing it, you know, you plan to do it for a long time. So just be consistent about it. It doesn't matter if you missed a day. It doesn't matter if you missed a week because you were sick. Just get back on and do what you can do today. It's all about consistency. It's not about all or nothing. It's about doing the stuff every day that makes a difference to your life. And if that day is filled with stress, car tires blow out, something goes wrong at work, had an argument with kids, husband, whatever, really stressed out, you didn't get anything done, you go to bed, you're feeling really down, you're like, I had a shit day, didn't eat well, had a load of chocolate, drank a load of wine, and didn't do my exercise. So it's one day. You don't need to think about it. It's done. You can't change the past. When you wake up the next morning, you just get back on and you go, this is why I do. I get up and I do my workout. I have my breakfast. I do this. I do. You know, consistency is the only thing that will get you there. There's no such thing as all or nothing. That is an excuse. And lots of people like to use that excuse. Okay, so that's nutrition kind of in a nutshell, I guess. There's a lot more to it, but as I said, if you've got questions about it, send them over to my email or PM me on Facebook, and I will reply to you and answer as best I can. Okay, let's talk about exercise. Now, the only reason I see to exercise, I love training, right? I train because it makes you feel good. I like to compete. I'm competitive. I like to push my body forward. So I train for a different reason. But most people exercise because they want to look better. They don't do it for just the fun of exercising, right? They do it because you will enjoy it. I'm not saying that you won't enjoy it. You will enjoy it because once you start exercising, you feel good about yourself. Your body feels strong. You feel endorphins rise, all the rest of it. However, there has to be a point to it, right? So if you're going to go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, but your body stays exactly the same, do you think it's worth it? Probably not. I see this all the time in big commercial gyms. I see people going to classes and they may have been doing that class for 2 or 3 years. I see people doing 10 aerobics classes a week. They'll do, you know, the spin, and they'll do body pump, and they'll do this, that, and the other, and their bodies never change. But they're doing 10 hours of exercise a week. They should look like a fitness model, right? That's more than I do. I don't do 10 exercises a week, 10 hours of exercise a week. However, these people look exactly the same. So exercise needs to be right for you. I wouldn't give the same exercise program to a 50-year-old man that sits in an office all day as I would give to a busy mum, because a busy mum is a lot more active. A busy mum has a lot more stress going on. Well, maybe, in a different level of stress, let's put it that way. But a busy mum has a lot more different things going on. She has to have her mother hat on, she has to have her work hat on, she has to have her home, you know, she has to be the chef, the cleaner, everything else that we do, loving wife, all the rest of it. So whichever exercise program you're going to pick, it has to fit around your lifestyle. There's no point going to a military boot camp when you're a mum. You're not going to get anything out of that. It's going to be too stressful for your body. We're already under a lot of stress, and exercise is an added stress. So if you're already suffering from a stressful life where you've got a lot of things going on, it doesn't need to be like stress out as an irritable, I feel down, I feel upset. But stressful can mean it's very hectic. We've got a lot of things that need our attention. We don't have downtime. That's the definition of stressful. So if you have a stressful life, adding physical stress on top, well, it's only going to make your stress hormones rise. And stress hormones are the things that are responsible for impacting body fat around the middle of our bodies. So if you're a woman that really struggles and you haven't lost your mummy tummy, you still got that pooch, we all have a little bit around there, you've got love handles, whatever, adding physical stress in terms of exercise is just going to be detrimental to your health. You're not going to lose the body fat that you want to. So things like military boot camps and sanity programs, they're not good for you. What you need is something that's going to work with your lifestyle, that is going to complement your lifestyle, that is going to give you the benefits of exercising and working out without raising your stress, right? And this is why, for my mums, I give them very short workouts that are achievable. So one, again, we come back to this capability, confidence factor. If you believe that you can achieve your workout every day, if you know, I can do it, you know, if you go into it, I can do it. It's 15 minutes, I can do it. And you go into it, the attitude of, oh, it'll be done soon. It's out of the way. I can do it. It's not something that stresses me out. It's something it's over and done with. And then I can move on with my day. It becomes a habit that you enjoy. And it becomes a habit that you're willing to do. You know, you're willing to do the work. So it's very important for busy mums to have exercise that fits into your time and your schedule. You should be able to do your exercise at home, because it's not often that we can get to the gym. I don't know any mum that has 2 hours to spend driving to the gym, getting ready at the gym, doing their class, you know, getting in the shower or whatever, and getting your bags out of the locker, driving home. It takes 2 hours a day. I don't know any busy mum that has 2 hours spare. So if you're a busy mum, we have 15 minutes. We do have 15 minutes, although most days it seems like we don't. We do have 15 minutes, you know, that time you spend on Facebook. 15 minutes gone. We can do that in the mornings. We can do it when we get up. We can do it when the kids are eating breakfast. We can do it in the afternoon before the school run. We can do it when we get home. We have 15 minutes at some point in our day. And if that 15 minutes means you can do something in your bedroom, in your living room, you don't need to put your trainers on. You can do it in your underwear if you want. You can do it in your PJs. You know, then it becomes something that's achievable. And that is how we do exercise on all of the Super Yummy training plans. And you'll also get some free workouts with the reverse detox that I'm going to give to you at the end of this coaching session. So exercise needs to be short. It needs to be intense, but it also needs to be structured, because as I said, there's no point in doing, you know, hours and hours of exercise if it's not changing your body shape. So you must understand that the only way that we are going to change your body shape is by increasing your lean muscle. We covered this before. So lean muscle is the place on your body where fat goes to die. The only place where we burn fat on the body, the only metabolically active tissue that burns fat, is lean muscle. So the more lean muscle you have, the more body fat you burn. And just to keep that lean muscle in place on the body, just even when we're resting, it burns calories off our body. It burns body fat. The tissue is metabolically active. So even at rest, our bodies are metabolically active and they're burning calories. So weight training is really important for busy mums. It will make you stronger. Okay, it's not going to make you bulky. You have not got enough testosterone in your body to make you bulky. Unless you're going to start taking steroids, it's very hard for women to put on muscle bulk. I have lifted weights for 12 years now, and I am tiny. tiny, teeny tiny. And I'm not saying that in a bragging way, but I'm actually, you know, my bones are small as well. And people look at me and they're like, my God, she's so small and she's dinky, but I can lift a lot of weight. You know, I'm strong. My muscles are not bulky. And, you know, it's beneficial for me not to look bulky because of my other job that I do as a model, you know, so I need to look smooth, I need to look toned, so I don't need to look bulky, but I lift a lot of weight. And that is how I get to that physical state, is by lifting weights. And that is what I'll teach you to do in the training plan that you're getting for January. So it's important, build your lean muscle, use exercises that build lean muscle. Now that can be body weight if you're not used to training and you haven't trained for a while. So body weight, things like squats, lunges, you know, all of that stuff we know is good for us. And then once you start getting used to the movements, then we add weights on top. So dumbbells, whatever it may be. Okay, so when you're looking at your January exercise program, please ask yourself these questions. Is it time that I can actually spare out of my life? Is it going to make my life more stressful, or is it going to make my life easier? Have I got time to go to this thing? Do I actually enjoy this thing? And is it beneficial to me to spend, you know, an hour at a military boot camp, whatever it is, doing Insanity, or is that going to make me feel more tired and more stressed? Or do I need to focus on something that's shorter that I know I can achieve on a daily basis? Okay, so some of you might have time to go to a boot camp, and that's great. Some of you might have time to go and, you know, see a PT or do Insanity or whatever it is. But for most of us, if you're, you know, truly busy mum with a hectic work and life schedule, 15 minutes a day is all you need. You don't need to do any more than that. And that other time, you can spend doing whatever you want. You can go out with your friends for coffee, you know, you can do some stuff with the kids. You can sit down. You can sit down and drink a cup of tea and look out the window and have some time out for yourself and do a bit of meditation. So ask yourself, what fits into my life, and is this sustainable for me? Because this is not a short-term thing. Okay, mindset. So we've talked quite a lot about mindset already. It is the most important element of any program. It doesn't matter what you want to achieve in life. You want a promotion, you want to study, you want to do some exams at school, if you want to get better at a sport, if you want to anything, if you want to lose weight, if you want a new relationship, your mindset is everything, right? Because if you don't believe that you can achieve those things, if you don't believe you're good enough and you don't believe you deserve it, well, then you don't deserve it. That's going to come out in your actions. It's going to come out in your behaviors. If your self-chatter is, I can't, it's going to come out in the way you speak to other people. It's going to be radiated in your language. It's going to be radiated in your body language. And that's going to be projected back to you. They're going to start looking at you and go, well, yeah, you know, you can't do that. They feed off your confidence, they feed off your vibration. So throw out the good vibration, you'll get that back, and you will surround yourself with positive energy. And it's really important to have a good support network. So if you find that your network at the moment is not supportive of you, or not conducive of you moving towards a healthy lifestyle, then you need to change your environment. You need to surround yourself with like-minded people that have the same goal. And this is why I do Facebook groups for all of my mums. It doesn't matter whether on a free program, whether they've never worked with me, or they work with me every day on one of my high-end programs. They all go into a Facebook support group. We have a WhatsApp text chat group, which is great to know. We ran it over Christmas and it's amazing. Just everybody comes on in the morning, says hi, you know, talks about their day, talks about what they're eating. There's photos going around. It's very interactive. And the motivation you get from seeing everybody else doing what you're doing and all reaching for the same goal is just so encouraging. And, you know, I'm all about mums supporting mums. There's no point where anyone should be making you feel like you can't. You should have people that have your back all the time, that are telling you, you can do this. You know, I know you are worthy of this. I know you know your worth. Come on, live your life passionately. Do the things that you want to do. Don't sit there procrastinating, thinking about it. Get up and do it, because you need to live your life passionately, and you need to love yourself fiercely enough to do this stuff every day, to get up and do the work. And once you have this positivity about you, and you wake up and you know, at the beginning it's hard, you have to fake it for a few days. Once you start to get into this rhythm of really appreciating what you've got going on in your life, using the tools around you, using your coach, using your support groups, using your network, you know, speaking to your kids about it, speak to your husband, speak to your friends, say, I really want to do this. It's important to me. You know, I'm not happy at the moment. I want to be happy. I want to be a happier person. I want to, you know, be more involved in our family life. I want to be there as a, you know, as a role model for my kids. I want to be an inspiration to you. I want to help support your partner in your life. You know, once you explain it in those terms and say, well, this is what I need to be able to do that, they'll be behind you 100%, because anyone that's not behind you doesn't deserve to be, you know, in your life. And of course, your family are the most important people you've got around you. So of course they're going to support you. So support, motivation, encouragement is something that should be given daily to you on any fitness or training program. Now let's talk about daily setting and focus. This is something, again, that you need to do consciously. So when you wake up in the morning, instead of just like, coffee, do this, kids, come on, you know, and just going about it like a robot, just take 5 minutes. You know, if it's getting up 5 minutes earlier, set your alarm 5 minutes earlier. It's only 5 minutes, but it will make a massive difference to your day. Huge. Get your cup of tea. Go and sit by yourself in a quiet space and think about what you want to achieve for your day, because you have the power to change everything about that. The day hasn't happened. You have the power to control how you feel. You have power over your own emotions. You have power over your own actions and your positive steps. So if you want to move forward, and if you want to achieve stuff in your day that you haven't done before, you need to set it in your head, and you need to say, okay, these are my 3 goals today. These are my goals for food. I know that I want to eat 5 meals, and I'm going to consciously make myself eat those 5 meals. And if I want anything else on top of that, I can have it. But all I'm going to focus on is having these 5 meals, because do you see where we're coming from now? We're not talking about deprivation. We're not talking about, right, today I'm not going to eat chocolate. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. When you set yourself daily and you go, I can't, I'm not, it's negative. And you breed negative action and thought. And all day you're going, oh, I'm not allowed to do that, but I really want to. I'm not allowed to, you know, it's that kind of rebellion thing, forbidden fruit. When you set your focus on today, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have breakfast. I am going to eat my lunch at this time. I know what I'm going to eat for my lunch. I know what time I'm going to eat it. And I know that I'm going to have dinner at this time. I know what we're eating for dinner. I'm going to look forward to it. I know that I'm going to have snacks in between if I'm hungry. And I'm also really going to try hard to drink my 3 litres of water today. And that means I'm going to have half a litre now, because I'm just woken up. I need to drink a litre before midday, a litre in the afternoon, and between 5 and 9 p.m. another litre. And I can do this. I can do this. And all it takes is that daily setting, because now you're focused on the things that you are going to do. So you'll do those things. You're not focused on things that you are forbidding yourself. I hope that makes sense. Best possible outcome. What is the best possible outcome of today? The best possible outcome of my daily setting is that I'm going to get to the end of the day. I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to go, yes, I feel fantastic. Oh my God, my body's hydrated. I feel great. I did my workout. I feel like I've had, you know, proper energy through the day. I haven't craved chocolate once today. What's that about? Oh, I've actually eaten my meals. I've drank my water. So my body's not craving anything. That's great. You know, have I had a stressful time today? Did something happen? What can I learn about that? What do I, you know, was it a challenge for me? How did I deal with that? All of these things are really important, and these are exercises that I teach, again, on all of my programs. But if you need help with them, please send me an email and I will help you with any aspect of that. There's loads, and I've got hundreds of videos on Facebook. If you go into my public Facebook page and you go to the tab that says videos, there are playlists there, and there's a playlist for cooking videos, there's a playlist for exercise videos, and there's a playlist on mindset coaching. So anything you need, you will find in there for free. Okay. So let's talk about your January program. When you come to choosing what you want to do, now you might be looking at a gym membership, you might be looking at a boot camp, you might be looking at a personal trainer, you might be looking at buying Insanity DVDs or whatever it is you want to do. Within the first week or so, or maybe before you buy that program, maybe before you invest in it, you're going to start doubting yourself. And you're going to start feeling like, well, I'm not sure if this is the right thing for me. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I really want to make these changes. And that self-doubt is coming from, it's almost like the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. You're never sure about, is it going to work? Don't know. Don't know. Is it going to work for me? I don't know. You're not sure about, well, what if I don't like it? What if I miss, what if I miss the stuff that I'm cutting out of my life? And what if that's too much for me? I can't go through that pain. You've got the fear of loss. So your fear of missing out on social situations, maybe going out for drinks with your friends on Friday night, maybe missing out on your morning coffee and cake. Maybe you fear missing out on Friday night pizza with kids. You need to address these things because it will create self-doubt and it will stop you. It will cause hesitation, procrastination, and you won't ever go and do what you want to do. So know that when you start program in January, you're going to have self-doubt. You're also going to have doubt about the program. Within the first week, you're going to have doubts about it because you're going through the fear of change. Outcome change is outcome pain, they actually call it, fear of outcome pain. So you're going through things where your body's starting to hurt because you've been exercising. You're feeling tired because you've been exercising. You might be feeling some, physical symptoms because you cut out coffee or sugar or whatever it is from your diet. So you might be feeling a little bit miserable from that. There's changes going on, and these changes are causing pain, and you have to recognize that these are the things that are leading to better things. Okay, so even though they are painful at the time, we need to focus on the best possible outcome of those changes. So yes, your body hurts because you trained yesterday and you feel like you can't walk down the stairs or even sit on the toilet, and it's not a nice feeling to go through. But what is the best possible outcome? The best possible outcome is that you've lost some weight on, your legs are feeling firmer. You can put your hand on your leg and you can feel when you've done your workout that your legs are hurting, you can feel that they feel firmer. You can see visibly that cellulite is dropping off you because you've been drinking 3 liters of water a day. You can see visibly that your jeans are fitting better because you've done 3 workouts this week. So focusing at the end of the day on the best possible outcome and then assessing on a weekly basis is how you motivate yourself to keep going and pushing forward. And it's how you choose your program. So does your program have proof? Have other people been through the program before? Can you speak to them? And is there proof that it's worked for other people? Do you trust the person that's running the program? Whether it's a DVD, do you trust them to understand your life? Do you trust your bootcamp instructor to understand your life as a busy mum with kids? Do they understand what it's like to be you? Will they understand when you say to them, I haven't actually done my work. Oh, I didn't turn up last week because, husband was late at work, or had a problem with kids, or do you trust them enough to be able to say to them, no, I didn't stick to the plan last week. I didn't stick to a nutrition plan because I had a night out with friends and, it was kid's birthday, had some cake. And are they then going to punish you for that and make you feel rubbish about yourself? Or are they going to support you and say, these are normal events that happen in normal life, because you shouldn't be excluding your life in order to get healthy and fit, because what's the point? You'll never be able to sustain it. So one thing that I always say, and as we talked about with nutrition, I never ban anything on my programs. If you want a glass of wine, you can have a glass of wine. If you want chocolate, have your chocolate. If you want to go, if it's someone's kid's birthday, go and eat party food. Celebrate with your child. It's a social occasion. Of course, you don't want to miss out on that really special experience that's never going to happen again. But be mindful of what you're doing. On a normal day, you're going to eat your 3 meals, 2 snacks, you're going to do your training, you're going to drink your 3 liters of water, and you're going to focus on having a great day. And on days where you have an occasion to go to, you're going to go and enjoy it. And it all becomes a very enjoyable way to move through life, because there's no punishment. There's nobody telling you that you're wrong. You're right in everything you do. Everything you do is perfect for your life. And that's the encouragement that I give to all of my mums. And that's the encouragement that I'm giving to you now. I want you to go forward and know that everything that you do is perfect for you. Never look down on yourself. Never talk down to yourself for anything you've ever done. So when you come to looking at your exercise program for next year, choose something that is going to give you that same encouragement, that motivation and support. Choose something that is going to give you the daily setting and focus, and choose something that is going to help you prep mentally and then stay on track with your progress week by week by doing the same preparation at the beginning and end of each week. So that really covers everything. Now, I promised you that I would plan your January fitness for you. So I have a special offer today. My 8-week super yummy transformation program is kicking off on the 4th of January. I only have 8 places at the discounted rate. Now, the normal price for this program, which involves 40 hours of coaching with me over the 8 weeks, 40 hours. So you get 5 video sessions per week, workouts that you can do. You can follow the workouts. You get 1 education session where I talk about an important element of health, nutrition, exercise, mindset, like we're doing now. So we'll cover things like, in the first week, we'll cover my 24-hour detox plan, which I give to all of my mums on my program. So I'll take you through that step by step. Then we'll cover carbohydrates in depth, when to have them, what portion sizes to have, which ones work for you, which ones don't work for you, what is a carbohydrate. We break it all down so you understand, because once you've got knowledge, you know what you're doing. But knowledge is so powerful. If you're just going blindly through a program, doing stuff because someone told you to do it and not understanding why, you don't become congruent with that way of living. And once you are congruent and you understand it from a scientific perspective, and you understand why you're doing it and the benefits it gives you, it happens and it just flows because you know the reasons why. So I take you through 1 education session a week on various aspects. As I said, carbohydrate, we talk about body composition, we talk about the best way to lose body fat for a woman. We talk about stubborn body fat in certain areas. So I cover belly fat, I cover stubborn fat around the tops of the legs and thighs, and I think the other one is around the back area, all hormonal sites, which really affect women that have had children and that have stressful lives. So you get that. I also give you a weekly question and answer session, which we also do a bit of CBT in. So we'll be talking about certain elements that will be pushing you through on mindset, on motivation, helping you focus on daily positive action, and helping you wake up so that you know every day exactly what you're doing. You're motivated to do it, you're on track, and you stay focused. And that is the biggest success I've had with any of my programs. Is always comes from the mindset. As I said at the beginning, it's so important. Once you've got your brain on track and it's cooperating with your body, you're unstoppable. And as I said, mine is the only program, because I'm the only person I know that is qualified as a nutritionist, as a fitness coach, and a cognitive behavioural therapist. So mine is the only program I know of at the moment that uses this powerful combination of structured family nutrition, short but effective fat burning workouts that are designed specifically for a stressed out busy mum's body, and the cognitive behavioral therapy that helps you reprogram your mindset so you are constantly thinking positively and motivated and moving towards healthy progress every single day. So if you would like to get a place on that, as I said, it's £300, but until New Year's Eve, you can get a place for 97 quid. Now, 97 quid for 8 weeks of coaching and 40 hours of personal training from me. I mean, I don't even do face-to-face training anymore. If you want to train with me face-to-face, it's £1,500 a month, but I don't ever accept clients on that anymore because my time's really limited. So to get 40 hours of coaching with me as your personal coach for 8 weeks in January for just over a £10 a week is, well, it's not going to happen again, put it that way. If you want this offer, you need to go to, let me just find the link for you. I think it's superyummy8weeks.com /special hyphen offer. That's superyummy8weeks.com/special hyphen offer. Your offer is only available for 60 minutes. So if you want to train with me for around £10 a week and get 40 hours of one-to-one coaching with me between January the 4th and however through till February, 8 weeks, can't work out the end date, then you need to go now because you only have 60 minutes. The link is only open for 60 minutes. After that time, link's gone. You won't be able to get that offer again. It will be £300. So if you want it for 97 quid, go now and grab it. Any questions, send them to my Facebook page. Oh, you can put them in the text chat here if you want to. I've kind of rambled on a bit today, but I wanted to get through this really quickly. That we had loads and loads and loads of questions on the call last night, and I didn't get all the content delivered. So when I send out the replay today, you'll be able to just get like all the information you need. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I will see you very soon. Have a great day. I'm Phoenix Rain, and you are very super yummy. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your time out of your busy day. Have a good day.